What's up, guys? Another episode of Weddings Unfiltered. I am Ron from the Buffalo Pod. I am with Heather from the I almost said the Planning Touch. Hi, Katie. What is with me in the intros lately?
Because you're the only one doing it.
Molly from the Planning Touch and Heather from Upstate Indie Weddings.
I think we should take over intros for
Good.
the rest of the...
I would not complain.
Okay. You offered! Okay.
Well, no one ever volunteers.
No.
Never.
Okay.
That's the worst part about this whole thing.
Guys, we're hanging out at the Block. Shout out to our favorite creative home. Here at the Block, it's more than a photography studio. It's a community space where ideas thrive. Studying natural lighting and all the tools we need, they make creating our episodes a dream. Whether you're a photographer, content creator, or podcaster, if you need a place that fuels your creative line, come here.
Yeah, it's like really revolutionized our lives.
Yes.
It's amazing. You can even get ready here for weddings.
We are no longer nomads.
We're not couch surfing.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
I like that. We were couch surfing.
Thank you, guys.
I mean, it was fun. Everyone's got to start, couch surfing,
Somewhere.
I think, right?
Yeah,
But
we all go through that phase of our lives, right?
But the lighting in places is just for recording purposes, just wasn't always there.
we were like renters before, and now I feel like, I don't know that it's a mortgage, but it's a similar vibe.
We've kind of taken
having
over.
a home.
That's okay.
That's
Taking over
okay.
Tuesday or Wednesday mornings. It's great.
It's fine. It's cool. We love it here. You should check it out.
Yes.
All right, guys.
Okay, so guys, are you ready? Today's topic: DIYing weddings.
Yeah, boy.
Pros and cons.
Mm-hmm.
Are we ready?
Yes.
Okay, so imagine you're a bride, right? And you have 400 things pinned on your Pinterest board. You have a hot glue gun and you have an access to a Michaels, and you really think that you could just do this thing on a budget, right? Are you in that zone?
Yep.
That's who we're talking about today.
Yep.
However, there are pros and cons of taking that approach, right?
100%.
Okay, so let's start with like, what does DIYing a wedding mean? Because I think that like there's levels to it that we don't need like an all or nothing approach, right? So what are some of the common things, Molly, as a planner, you see couples DIYing?
100% signage. Signage is always like me, as I kind of was a minimal DIY bride. I bought a Cricut and I did all my signage and all my gifts.
Do you have a Cricut?
I do.
You do?
Oh, you do?
Do you use it?
No.
Cool.
I haven't used it since my wedding because that's kind of why I bought it.
I also have a Cricut and her name is Carol.
I haven't named mine, but she's like a minty color.
Ooh, I just have a Joy.
Okay.
And it's the blue.
Yeah, I got the black one.
You got black?
You got the big boy?
Yeah, I mean, but it's not great.
Yeah.
Like, if you're doing anything that's more than like 12 inches, you're...
Like, this thing too is with the Cricut, it's a learning process, 100%.
Yeah.
Like, just learning how to do vinyl or invites or anything like that on the Cricut.
Even the software can be a little difficult. Like, if you're not tech savvy, you're gonna try to upload things and import them, and they're not gonna work right, and they're gonna look funky. And
have you guys tried? This is where my brick wall happens with the Cricut. Is the fabric iron-on?
The iron-on?
Yeah. Because I have these like beautiful dreams of doing something similar to like what I'll see on Pinterest or like Instagram with like the beautiful flowy sign and like I burn it. It doesn't like actually.
What are you using? What are you using for the heat?
I'm using an iron.
See, I have the Cricut heat
You're
press,
fancy,
and it's honestly worth it because it like you hit it and it'll stay on there for a certain amount of time at a certain amount of temperature, and I never have burned anything.
I have to go to Michael's and get the heat thing now.
You can borrow mine.
Okay.
It's not like I use it that often.
you're actually better off getting. So we actually have a full clamshell press because when we do t-shirts.
Yeah.
And those are even better because you could set the pressure, like you could do all that stuff. So, but going back to DIY, like, are you gonna want to buy all this stuff?
Yeah.
Well, that's the
To
thing.
just
Is it worth it?
do this?
Is that the whole purpose of DIY?
So I will say, if you're a crafty person, then maybe it's an investment. You can see it. I mean, the Cricut's what, like
Depends.
$200?
Anywhere
Depends on the.
150 to $300-400.
It's definitely a few $100.
So it's
Like,
a
what's
couple
the heater?
The heater's definitely like at least $100.
Yeah, mine was like 150. So
And the vinyl, you're like looking at maybe $500 all in for all this stuff.
And then you
the
gotta learn.
materials
And then you have to learn how to
and
do
the
it.
time to learn, right? So if it's like, I love this thing. I really might find uses for this thing. Like one of my neighbors, she has a Cricut and they go to Disney all the time. And she makes custom t-shirts for every person of the family for every different day of a 7-day trip.
Well, she's got a Cricut and she knows how to use it.
Girls
well, I'm glad
like
I'm not
that,
going on that vacation.
using the Cricut, right? So I think it's just like, yes, it sounds like it's going to be a cheaper option, but I think sometimes it's kind of not.
It really ends up not being at the end of the day, just because like you gotta buy the materials to be DIY.
Yeah, and you do have to like get all that stuff there and set it up. I mean, I know, you know, we had Sally Marie on, and she does beautiful signage and all these beautiful like installations and everything, and some of the seating chart installations are absolutely stunning, but they're wood like pieces that need to be moved around, and in some cases like venues that are not exactly just big open spaces, you know. And then what do you do with it afterwards, right? So if you do like a rental, it might actually be similar cost with less stress.
Why I don't understand why people just don't hit Etsy for their signage and stuff. Like if you're really like, you can get low cost stuff that's you're not gonna end up with equipment afterwards.
Yeah, no, you can like print it out and it's all uniform, it's all the same theme.
Yeah.
Etsy's definitely the way to go.
So okay, so signage is a big one. What else do you see?
I have seen florals.
Okay, let's talk about flowers for a second.
Yeah,
okay.
I've seen a lot of DIY flowers.
Do you see a lot of, like, I went to Trader Joe's and I got my flowers, or I bought faux florals?
I see a lot of both.
Oh.
Yeah, I had a recent wedding, and the mother of the groom did it, and she did the ceremony flowers were all fake. The
actual like decor.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep, and like aisle runners, all fake.
Sure.
And then in the reception space, all the centerpieces, like they were floral centerpieces. Those were all real.
Okay.
Real flowers.
Okay.
And then I've also I've seen I guess a lot more of the full flowers. To be honest, now that I'm thinking about it, just because, you know, flowers are a huge expense for weddings, and you know, some people don't have it to work with in their budget. And I had one bride, she was a very big DIY bride. She did a lot on her own, and she even did, she took pool noodles and she put that in the middle at the bottom, and then stuck the faux flowers in, so you couldn't even see the noodle, but it was like a circle, and they were her aisle runners. I'll have to show you a photo. It looks like
we'll
great.
Put it on the stories. I think people can get really, really creative with it. What did you guys do when you guys got married?
We had real flowers, but we were very minimal. So we were very minimalistic, so it's like there wasn't a ton.
Yeah.
I mean, even then we still spent a ton of money on it.
They can be really, really expensive. I totally get it. I mean, when I got married, it's funny because like I lived in Columbus, Ohio. I was getting married in Buffalo, and I had an extra room in our apartment, and I literally made everything. Like I was the DIY bride because I had no money. All I cared about was the venue and the food. That was the biggest thing for me. I was like, I can just kind of make everything else. And I made the centerpiece. We did have real flowers for like personal flowers. Okay. So like the bouquets and the bridesmaids and whatever. But all the centerpieces, everything else, and lugging that stuff around, let me tell you, was the biggest pain in the butt.
Well, and did you have to set it all up?
So no. So there was I got married at the History Museum, and there was a coordinator there from, at the time it was Oliver's was the caterer.
Nice, yep.
And there was a coordinator who helped set all that stuff up for us. Like we just kind of organized it all, and she put it out, which was very
that's
nice.
Nice.
It was very nice. She did not have to do that.
I have a great story coming up in the next Ron's Rants about do it yourself.
That is
Teaser.
I mean, I think there's like levels of it, right? So either you go full forest and flowers, and that's your thing, and there's fantastic florists around here who can help you.
Yes.
Or you do kind of halfsies. So maybe you do personals are real, and you get them from a florist, and everything else you do yourself. Or you just do the whole thing. I mean, that wedding that you did the other week, those were faux florals. The mom made, right?
Yep, at the ceremony. But then the reception was real. Like they did a big mix, and the girls' bouquets were all fake. Okay. Even the brides.
So I think there's ranges here. I think people think it's like one or the other, but I think just also take into account how much of the flowers are really going to cost. Like even when you go to Trader Joe's, you're still spending like a good amount of money on all the flowers.
And then you got to do all the work to
prep them,
put them together.
Yeah. And what if you buy them? I mean, you're going to do it a couple days before. What if they don't keep as well?
Well, the mother of the groom when she was doing the real flowers, she was telling me, she's like, I had to put these together the day before because they had rehearsal and she had to blah, blah, blah. And she was like, kind of frantic, like, are these flowers gonna make it?
Yeah.
And she had to go to like 6 different places to get all the flowers. And
I can imagine.
she went to Trader Joe, like everywhere.
I will tell you, I'm a big Trader Joe's shopper. Love a Trader
Love
Joe's
Trader
moment.
Joe's.
Definitely go every week to get like my own little like flowers. But if you go on a Friday morning,
Okay, I'm listening because I might be going on Friday morning.
you gotta get there early.
Okay.
Have you bought flowers in bulk at Trader Joe's? Okay, pro tip. You gotta go early, okay? Maybe on a Thursday morning, might be a little better. But you gotta go right when they open. Because you will, every single time I'm there on a Thursday or Friday morning, there is a horde. And you know it's the mom, you know it's the bride, you know it's some aunties there in front of the flowers, and their whole baskets are full. And there's always a Trader Joe's person there helping them and like putting things in buckets of water for them and like organizing and getting things from the back. So you have to go early and you have to like be ready to throw some bows because it's a popular spot.
This is all making sense now because I never understood why I drove by Trader Joe's on Thursday, Friday mornings, and there was
Bananas.
always a line.
See, I just drive by and I always feel like I just see a line. Like, people love Trader Joe's.
I mean, the Trader Joe's it's great.
I didn't know that was the, I also
But
didn't know.
it is, and every time I go, they're like, "Are you with the wedding party?" Like, no.
Do you happen to know, I'm just thinking, do they like call ahead and being like, hey,
No, they do not.
Okay.
No, they do not. I can tell you because there's inevitably, even though the Trader Joe's employees are so nice
Yeah.
and so friendly and like built that way, sometimes they're like, "I'll get my flowers, it's fine." Like they're not.
No.
Yeah.
No thanks.
Got it.
It's not like what they are.
No.
No, I mean, see, I just didn't know like brides and like when I hear my
It is
brides
that
go, they're
hot
like, hey, I just ran. Like I'm thinking they went to the flower section, just picked up some flowers, put them in the bucket. Like when I talk to my brides, that's what I think.
I have seen on at both locations on like at least 24 occasions, like at least 6 women with 3 shopping carts just overflowing of flowers, and they're like running from the back. It's a whole thing.
I might just go hang out there on a Thursday, Friday morning just to get some content. For
You
them.
should do it. Yeah, I wanted to like interview one of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, you should.
I'm like, hi, I'm part of a wedding podcast. Would you be interested? And then I'm like, they seem frantic.
I mean, I
couldn't
can't imagine
No.
getting my flowers a day or 2
Not knowing
before
what's
the
there.
wedding
I'm
and having to
thinking,
put them together.
I'm thinking of just like the whole time frame of doing all this stuff yourself, right?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
my God.
It takes a lot
You
longer than
spending
you
a-
think. It really does.
Yeah.
Like people underestimate how long like setup and just putting flowers together. Like
You
it
need
sounds
stuff.
easy,
And
but
then,
it's
and then you
not.
gotta fight somebody at Trader Joe's, so there's like a half hour. Just
You gotta fight moms and bride. Like you gotta fight like war to get flowers.
So like, if you like that chaos, get in it. Like I love that chaos. I'd be like, let's roll. But I don't know if that's really
That would stress me out.
a thing that people want to do.
But
But
the week of my wedding, that would
it's
stress me out.
what if they don't have your colors or enough of your colors?
Well, and I've talked to florists, and sometimes just the flowers aren't like
they're
good
not,
in the best condition.
Yeah,
Like that would freak me out.
it's a lot. It's a lot to think of. So flowers. Okay, so signage, flowers. What else? What else do we see? People are like, I can DIY that.
I see a lot of mothers, whether it's of the bride or groom, making desserts.
Desserts.
Mhm.
Okay, I will say when I got married, I had some old Polish ladies
Mm-hmm.
in my family like, I'll make a whole dessert table.
Yeah, I get a lot of the
Great.
Italian cookies. Like the
Yeah.
moms are like, we're making Italian cookies. So like my wedding this weekend, the mothers again of the bride or groom
Mm-hmm.
like to contribute to DIY desserts.
Yeah.
Yep. And like cakes are kind of fading out anyways.
Yeah.
So a lot of people actually go to like a bakery, get a fake cake, or just sheet cakes to cut in the back.
Yeah.
So they're not even really paying for a cake, and then they have all the desserts from their mom.
I guess I don't understand the cake thing stuff. You're doing the whole dessert table. Like I know it's a
The
tradition
cake
to have the
cutting,
cake,
it's
right?
just the cake cutting ceremony.
Yeah.
Yes,
Like,
that's
you just get your
basically
little
it.
tiny cake.
Yeah.
Is that what they're doing? Because I
Yes.
never get to see that.
Yeah, no, they really don't, there's not really grand cakes anymore. Honestly, cakes are just fading out. I've
Mhm.
seen donuts now, like they cut it like
Yep.
things are actually changing where they're not really doing the cakes
It's
as
not a
much.
standard anymore. It's whatever you want.
People don't really like cakes anymore. Like they're just like we don't like cake. We don't like cake. I'm like,
They're more of like a visual piece, I think, sometimes
Yeah.
than
Mhm.
anything
Yeah.
else. Like some of the cake trends that I've seen are like these architectural, like beautiful, you know, things, or they're becoming an interactive thing. Not to get on like a cake tangent, but I've seen these things where it's a giant, just rectangular cake, and then either like the couple will like do like the tiramisu
Yep. I've seen that. Yep.
Or like it becomes almost like interactive experience for the guests, and they have decoration stuff set up, and they can like, you know, sign in icing or like do whatever, and they basically just make like a guestbook out of the cake.
What a waste of time. You eat the cake anyways.
I've seen people actually make their cake, and then like I've seen them serve the cake to their guests.
Yeah.
Like that's what they want. That's what they want.
I mean, yeah. Listen, it's your wedding. You do whatever you want to do.
I mean, I could go on and on about cake because I love my desserts, so we'll save it for another episode. But yeah, I've definitely seen
just like cookies and pastry hearts and stuff. Like the moms really just want to contribute with that,
and that's a great place to like herd the mommies and the aunties into, because it's a thing they like to do. They can do it a little bit in advance. Like it gets them on your hair, so they're not like in your.
And
face.
they bake a ton, like
and they bake so much,
crazy amounts.
and they're usually great.
Yeah,
right.
100%. They're really good.
Yeah.
I have to get back to these dessert tables more often.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But before
you never go to them. Usually, I don't even. It depends on the wedding. There's a lot of weddings I don't even have a chance to eat because we're restocking.
Yeah.
And like nobody wants their bar closed after dinner.
Right.
Yeah.
So we got to get right back to it.
I always got to put the one thing I will say about desserts that I tell all my brides is to have a dessert table is closed until dinner, because otherwise people will start eating your desserts. I mean, unless you don't care.
Yeah.
Some brides don't care, but some brides want, you know, the photos of it. Like with my wedding, I didn't even get to see my dessert table or my cake table at all. I only got to see photos. So
there you go. I think the other area that people try to DIY, and you didn't mention it because these are obviously not your couples, but planning.
Oh yeah, well they hire me, so
they hire you, so they're one step out of it. No, I think that, like, you know, if a planner is not in your budget, you obviously need to figure it out on your own. And that's fine and good. However, there are like last minute things that you need to have like wildly organized in order to not be the person who everyone's asking the questions of the day of, who is all the last minute things, like the timeline, and like everything will come onto the bride if she does not figure out who to delegate it to, and if that person is not like adequately prepared to be delegated.
Which is so crazy to me. Like I sent out an inquiry form like of your timeline about a week before your wedding, just so I know. Probably 8 out of 10 times the bride is a contact person, and it drives me crazy because I don't want to bother you. You have your hair and your makeup done. Like I want to leave you alone. And then I get to the venue and I'm like, is there a planner or a coordinator? And they're like, no. I'm like, okay. Is there a mom or anyone around? And they're like, no. I'm like, oh my God.
So I'm just curious how those events go without a coordinator or planner. Like,
they're
just like,
Molly's like,
good luck.
It looks like on the
like
other side.
I have to be there doing it also.
So it really depends. I mean, there's a lot of photographers in the area who take the reins.
And I've talked to photographers. That's what they like.
Or the DJ will get involved when I need to. I mean, those are typically my point of contact. Like if I don't have good information or there's no planner available, because they usually have way more information.
Yeah, they work with the bride a little bit more than you.
But I will tell you, I love every wedding there's a coordinator or a planner, because I don't have to. I just call you. I text you. We figure it out.
That's what vendors usually tell me. They're like, I love when the brides have a planner. It's like it's just one central person who knows what they're doing.
The other thing I noticed is that, like, so the bride took full control up until the wedding, the day.
Yeah.
Then they're passing the coordination off to their mom or their aunt, and there's no communication. Like, I shouldn't say there's no communication, but there's very little, like, accurate information.
Yeah, well, they don't discuss the planning. They're like, just take it.
And as a mom or an aunt, you're not, like, getting all the fine details down. So it's like when I go to talk to them, they don't have a clue.
Of course.
And it's no disrespect to them. They just don't.
And that's not their job. Like, and it was just like the one wedding, the girl came over. She goes, "Oh my God, do you know where so?" I go, "Yep, they're in the back right there." She goes, "I don't even know why I was questioning. Of course you know what's going on." And I'm like, well, "That's what I'm here for."
Pat that back real quick.
She goes, "See, you're always on top of it." I'm like, "Yeah,
that's really
that's your job, right?
That is my job. That's what I'm there for."
So,
Oh boy. Yeah, I mean, I think there's, some people just can't afford it, and that's fine. it's just knowing that and then being prepared for it, right?
Yes.
And I think that goes across all of the different kind of major DIY-able categories, right?
When I had a bride for an Ellicottville wedding who took control of everything, she did everything herself.
Yeah.
They booked this beautiful Airbnb. I asked her to fill out the form for the timeline. She said messaged me back and she's like, no. She's like, read this. And I was like, oh my God, what is this? I open it. I'm not kidding you. To the minute,
Yeah.
who's involved, like every last detail.
Contact information, the hyperlink.
But I almost think there was too much information
Yeah,
for all
sure.
the vendors that
Yeah.
we didn't really need to know all
Right.
of it.
Yeah.
But she was so organized, it was
Wow.
insanity.
Maybe
It reminds me of myself.
Also,
and you became a planner.
I did.
She's the kind who becomes a wedding planner. Afterwards.
you would really enjoy this. This was the best bourbon selection I've ever seen
Ooh.
in my entire life. I'm not joking. 50 different bottles of bourbon
Where was this one?
in Ellicottville and Airbnb. This is
okay.
a very fun wedding, but a weird wedding.
How big was it?
I'm getting off tangent here, but it was 100 people in this
Okay.
Airbnb.
Okay.
It's a 3-level Airbnb. Beautiful,
cool.
beautiful,
Yeah.
huge windows.
Yeah.
They did a ceremony there. They did a cocktail hour there. Then they took 2 buses into Ellicottville and went to dinner and left me at the venue while they were at dinner.
Okay.
I like that,
Which,
but you being left,
well, it got even weirder
Okay.
because their kids were there with a babysitter
Okay. At the Airbnb.
at the Airbnb.
Okay.
with you.
And there was
With the
cameras there.
bartender.
There was
Okay.
cameras there. But I felt so uncomfortable because of today's day and age, right? Like everyone
Yes.
accused
Yeah.
everybody of everything.
Of course.
I literally went and sat in my car.
Yeah.
That's
You
what
didn't
I'm
have any
saying.
team with you, like you didn't have.
No, I was by myself.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm
I
going
just
to
can't
sit in
believe
the
they
car.
left like the bar
I-
bartender.
And wait, did they come back for like an after party?
Yeah,
or
they
something?
did.
And then
How
you
long
were
were they
there to,
gone?
like, serve them?
I think so. They were only supposed to be gone. Well, they claimed an hour and a half. But you're going to a fine dining
No,
house.
No,
you're
that's
not
a bunch
there.
of people.
You're getting bottles of wine. You're
Yeah.
sitting
It's gonna
back.
be at least 2.5.
I think they were gone for about 3 to 4 hours when they were only supposed to be gone
gosh.
for like an hour and 45,
Yeah.
2 hours. I knew it was going to
Yeah,
happen.
yeah.
Of course.
So they ended up. I mean, it was great because I ended up being there super late, but they paid me very well to be there.
That's great. Well, if you have 50 bottles of bourbon, then like.
But listen,
you can
I
afford
when they were gone, I was like, well, I want to try all of these.
all the bourbons. Okay.
Well, you had time.
Let's get back to topic. I'll show you.
Okay,
It
yeah,
is
because I like
crazy.
to like build it
just to
up,
tell
right?
you that there was 3 bottles of Pappy there was insanity.
That's
See,
fine.
that's what I love is like couples really figure out what means to them and they put the money towards it,
Yes.
and it's cool.
I think this was this guy's personal collection.
Wow, really?
Like that he just lugged all the stuff to the.
That's so fun.
Okay, I have one.
Anyone that wants
side
to
tangent. If
do
anyone wants to
DIY and
bourbon-
invite us, like
I'm not a bourbon drinker, sorry.
If anybody loves bourbon like us, we'll do another episode.
Wine, vodka, beer.
There you go. One small side tangent about bourbon, and then we're gonna get back to the topic at hand. But my neighbor across the street was selling their house, and so obviously during the open house, I obviously walked through it, like anyone would. And when my mom and I went downstairs
Basement?
into the basement, was the biggest personal collection of bourbon and wine
wow.
I have ever seen in my entire life. And I was like, I don't know you. I didn't actually know them.
Yeah.
I was just being nosy.
Oh yeah.
But like we went down there and my mom and I were like opening these doors. Like, what do you do for a living? Do you own a vineyard? And a distillery? Like, what is happening? But like it was thousands of bottles of wine.
Wow.
And dozens and dozens of bottles of like very high quality bourbon. I was like, do you think that he could buy into that? He's moving. You have to move it.
There's a
Okay,
lot to
don't
move.
worry. But
You're like, why
some
didn't I
people
become friends with
just-
these people
like
while
we
they were
could have
here?
bonded.
We could have
right?
been BFFs.
Right?
Bourbon and wine.
Right? Anyway, back to the topic at hand. Okay, so signage, florals, desserts, planning. I think those are probably the biggest ones
Yes.
that people, if their budget doesn't allow or like they want to focus on other things, probably
For sure.
really consider the DIY. So I think there's 2 camps, right? It's if you're going to DIY, I think that's just something you really need to consider, like the hidden costs of, right? So the timing, like how much time is it really going to take you?
Yep.
Because I know from personal experience, I made a whole bunch of centerpieces and those took a long time to source everything, to figure out how I wanted it, to like transport them, get them back, everything. stress and burnout, like it is stressful
Mhm.
because you want it to be perfect.
100%.
I think that when Sally Marie was here, she was telling us that a lot of people do DIY their signage, but then it's the thing that they created and they're so hypercritical of it that like on the day of the wedding, the only thing they can see is like
The
what they
mistakes.
deem
Yeah,
to
the
be the
mistakes.
mistake
Yeah.
that no one else would realize. So that's kind of a thing. The hidden costs, like the Cricut, hundreds of dollars,
Yeah.
and you're gonna DIY it, right?
Even for the materials, like,
Yeah.
It comes back to roll for
it,
vinyl.
and you got to get like a good amount of it,
Yeah.
and then you also got to get the
The transfer tape.
the transfer
Yeah.
tape, which you know that goes quick. Like I have a huge roll of that.
And have you ever tried the super transfer tape versus the regular transfer
No, I
tape?
don't.
There's two different kinds now, so just be careful.
Okay.
The super transfer tape is like NASA grade. It will rip your face off.
Yeah, no, the one I use is pretty good. Like I don't.
So why would
have
you
any
use
rips.
that though? Because you're trying to transfer, right? Like,
Probably
Yeah,
with like
But
permanent.
like no, but whatever you're putting it on,
Mm.
like so if it's like a painted sign and you're putting the vinyl on top of it, when you peel that back, yeah, your vinyl stays on, but it also takes off
the paint, right?
the paint.
I don't understand.
I don't know.
I use the
Regular
the low.
stuff.
Yeah.
Just beware when you're.
I didn't
at the
realize that
restaurant.
there was a.
The quality, right? So you're not an experienced pro.
Mhm.
You're doing all these things for the first time. So there's definitely a gap in like what you think it's gonna look like and what
Right.
it actually looks like. Asking family and friends to like kind of work on your wedding, right? So the planner one's probably the biggest one. Like
Yeah.
mom wants to enjoy the wedding too. So just kind of consider that. And then just the logistics day of. Like who's setting stuff up, who's taking
Yeah,
stuff
that's
down,
always.
who's
Yeah.
moving the flowers around or whatever.
Who's getting the card box? Who?
I'm always amazed with how many cars after weddings are like literally loading stuff up.
Yeah.
Why are you never just renting a U-Haul?
That's what I always tell my brides.
Or like a car, like a van?
I tell them, I go, because a lot of venues require everything out. So if you're DIYing, think about how much stuff you have to get out that night.
You're so tired. And
You don't want to do
potentially
it. You don't want to do
Yeah.
it, but it has to be out that night
Yeah.
per the venue. And I always tell them, I go, if you have a ton of stuff, you know, a lot of big stuff, rent a U-Haul and just leave it in the parking lot. And
Mhm.
at the end of the night, I'll put everything in there except the card box, and then you guys can just get in it and drive away.
Yeah. Smart. Smart.
I always say
Plan.
U-Haul.
That's why a planner is a really good plan. Just gonna plan. All right. I think that covers it, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys so much for tuning in. We'd love to know what camp you are. Are you like hire all the pros? Are you like middle ground? Or are you fully DIY? So definitely let us know in the comments. Be sure to like and subscribe, and we'll see you guys next time.
Cheers.
Bye, guys.